Millionaire Bachelor was popping. We are in the building.
Hey, I'm just having a good time, having a cigar.
Indeed, indeed. What type of cigar, if you don't mind me asking?
This is a Opus X. My favorite brand is Opus X by Fuente.
Mm. What's the price?
Very
X?
price point. Usually, you can get one for about $50
Okay, okay.
per cigar.
What do you recommend for a cigar for someone just to kind of, if they're trying to get into it, but they want decent flavor, maybe let's say without the headache, that's decently affordable. What would you recommend?
I would recommend a Patron 3000. That's one of my favorites. It's an everyday smoke. It is a little bit on the harsher side for somebody that is new to it, but it smokes really smooth. My first cigar was actually an Opus X, and let's just say it didn't go well because I didn't have a lot to eat that day.
Gotcha. I like it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ Hamp the Stampede, we in the building.
Run! It's a stampede! DJ Hamp the Stampede. DJ Hamp the
The Millionaire Bachelor. When he was last here, he set it on fire. I said, hey, we have to do a one-on-one. As y'all saw when he initially graced the stage of This Might Be Risky, he ain't scared of no smoke. He don't care about what question it is. He gonna talk his shit. It is what it is. You feel me?
Exactly. Take this off.
He might, yeah. It's gonna get.
Let's get it.
Damn, man. Let me do this, Millionaire. Before we get started, I'm gonna say what's up to the chat. Make sure we pay some bills. Make sure we got the likes up, etc., and we shall get it popping. Deal?
Yes, sir.
Indeed, 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 man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Minaj, what's up? She said it's gonna be crazy. Mama Honcho, thank you. Omega Dreads was good. Yeah, do some work today, huh? Foe was popping. Mel in the building. You already know. Real love. Salute. Rock solid, my brother.
Wow.
I like it. Oh, this one, sorry. Indeed. Get the likes up, man. D, what's popping? Tezzy in the building. I missed you yesterday. I didn't see you yesterday. Hope all is well. 8 Mantras. How are you? Impressed, putting in work as always. Sherelle messing up my name as always. Oh, Ken, salute my G. I think I got the email. I think I saw it come through. I got an email from a couple other brothers as well. I'm about to put that together for sure. Melly Mel, salute my brother. Devin, good to see you. We partied yesterday. I was hoping to see you today, and you here, so that's good. Millionaire Bachelor. So I hit 20,000 subscribers yesterday. So
congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir. So we played music because I DJ obviously. So I was DJing, we was partying, we was drinking. Everybody woke up with a hangover. That's a hell of a night,
Hell yeah.
CC, thank you for the $20 cash app. I really appreciate that. You do that every week, a couple times a week, every so often. You don't ask for anything. You just say you send the $20 with a bunch of hearts. So I appreciate it humbly. TJ was popping. Yes, sir. Ashe, what's good? Mr. Williams in the building. I like it. Souls on. Salute. Hope all is well. Love C, of course. Thank you. Hassan was popping. Hope all is well. T Will. DC was shaking. Hope everything's everything. Let me see. I want to acknowledge as many people as possible. Gas Mask was popping. I like it. Big Bad Bull in the building. Indeed. So what? I saw you in the Discord today also, man. Good to see you. I feel like I ain't seen you. It could just be me, though. Homeboy, Shalom, what's going on? Jay Ali, let's get it popping. Indeed. Let me see. Ed was popping, my brother. Hope all is well. Kurt was good. Kurt, you got me starting on time, man. Miss Valerie Smith. Perfect. Cam, salute to you. Hope all is well. Jay Lynn in the building. CJ in the building. Anybody who's not coming to Houston, so most certainly come to Houston. The boxing event is going to be amazing, along with the rest of the weekend. Young S was good. Daily Capital, my brother. We got to connect tomorrow, no matter what. You heard? Nay, what's popping? Hope all is well. I like it. I like it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Yo, what's good, my brother? Shalom, shalom, shalom. Nightbot behaving. That's always good. I like it, man. Hey, Millionaire Bachelor, man. We got the building is filling up. We only 20 minutes in.
Let's get it.
Indeed. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Tessie with the 2000s. Darn it, Hamp. These long intros, bro. I'm impatient. I apologize. You know we got to get into the algorithm, man. We don't do it to be, when you see content creators do it, we don't do it to be like difficult or assholes. We do it just because you got to work your way into getting on the algorithm. That's all it is. So you got to wait it out a little bit. Also, there's certain windows you got to surpass so that you don't get flagged for curse words and etc. so quickly, right? Samuel, Shalom, my brother. Hope all is well. I think I just seen Josh, salute, and I just saw somebody else I wanted to say hi to. I think it was Kurt, maybe. Ken Folk. Okay, all right, cool. We here. Team Fatty was popping with the €5. Says that's Joseph Hamp. You think you slick? Wow. Hey, so Millionaire Bachelor, you sound like one of the brothers. He was gone for a little bit, but he's back now. You guys have your voice sounds the same.
Yeah, so Millionaire Bachelor can't be duplicated.
Indeed.
Shit like that.
Aaron with the 2000. I need him and Joseph up here at the same time. Okay. That way we can prove it. What's up, Lux? Get the likes up, man. Unk Man, Inyala, Artifacts, Eda Man, Cali Bev. Let's get into it. Thanos, I see you, man. Get the likes up. Let me make sure everything is set, and we shall get it popping. Millionaire Bachelor, first things first. How did you amass such wealth? Can you give us the condensed story of how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, so as shortly as possible, even before I graduated college, I had a business venture. I started a record label, and I did music with some of the top stars in the world. My theme song, has a song that's featuring Kendrick Lamar that I own outright. And that was just my first business venture. But I asked myself a question. I said, do you want to be the individual that is a starving artist or a starving label, or do you want to actually get to real money? And my answer to myself was, yeah, I want to get to real money. So I went into finance. It was when you're in the music industry, you kind of understand there's a lot of broke people there. And the thing about Millionaire Bachelor is I don't like to be around broke people. Sure. So I decided to go the finance route. And I, pretty much purchased my first home in an area of Philadelphia known as Queens Village. I purchased it for, a modest $168,000. I only put down like $7,000 on it because, when you buy your first home, it's only 3.5%. So I bought it, and the next year the house appreciated for about $388,000. So I called the bank and I said, hey, well, I've been reading that I can get some equity out. And they were like, yeah, you can. You have a lot of equity. So, one thing led to another. They gave me about $99,500 equity line of credit, which is a little bit different from a equity loan. And I took that money, and instead of spending that money on stupid things, I actually just kept reinvesting that into property after property after property. And it was pretty much a rinse and repeat. And then I got to about 57 properties between Philadelphia, New York, and also Washington, D.C. And that's why I'm here now.
Okay, understood. How about school? What's your background?
I went to an Ivy League college. And I graduated with a finance degree.
Understood. Okay. Awesome, man. What part of the country are you from?
I'm an East Coast guy. I'm originally from Philadelphia and also Brooklyn. I grew up in both.
Okay.
Equally. Exactly.
Gotcha. And you still on the East Coast, Northeast now?
Yeah, right now I'm in my mansion inside of Manhattan. I live stream from my swimming pool a lot, and I'm still in Manhattan. I'm holding the fight on. I'm doing something that most people, haven't done. Where you're coming from poverty and you just amass wealth with no help. Nobody does that. So I didn't want to run to your, I didn't want to run to your Floridas. I wanted to stay here and plant my flags here.
Yeah, understood. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Millionaire Bachelor, when people come across you, do they call you confident or arrogant?
I hope they will call me arrogant. And the reason why is because I should be arrogant.
Okay.
I should be arrogant. We know the system and we know how the system works. And I've been able to leverage the system to my benefit. Why the fuck wouldn't I be confident? Where would you be if you were in my position? Would you just be, this confident guy with no arrogance? No, I really do think that I am the one.
The one of what?
The one in life. I don't second guess myself for anything. I don't put myself down for anybody. Whatever I go out and I want to get, I'm going to go out and get it. If the answer is no, okay, we're going to figure out how to make that answer yes. Okay. I'm a different breed.
Okay. So do you differentiate between confidence and arrogance, or you're saying you're leaning into arrogance intentionally?
No, I mean, the reality is, like, what the reality is no, I'm not arrogant. I'm just literally confident in myself. Like, I think the arrogant, you become arrogant when you start to put other people down. Millionaire Bachelor doesn't do that. Okay. I don't care what you do in life. I don't really see you. I just see what's next for me. I don't worry about anybody else. So, when it comes to the arrogance that everybody else thinks in terms of putting people down, I don't put people down. That's not my thing. I think when people say arrogance, they're thinking about an individual that, puts people down. I don't care what anybody else does. And to be honest with you, I help more people than anything.
Okay. Understood. What brought you to the internet? Meaning, what brought you to YouTube? How did you get started down this path? I know you mentioned that you were in a level of entertainment. I would argue this is much different than the music game. But what got you interested in this here?
I was bored. I was tired of hearing the lies. I'm looking at all these people, these red pill people that are telling you to hate women. And I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, like, you guys just aren't, you guys aren't on that level. You're not cut from that cloth. So you don't understand how women are moving. That's why you're upset. You're mad that the woman doesn't want to talk to you, but she doesn't want to talk to you because you're not standing on your 10 toes. Now, that's not to excuse a lot of the actions or the asininity from a lot of these women, but at the same time, men don't complain. Men just, they figure out what's going on and they improve themselves. So I wanted to give that perspective, and also being where I'm from and also making it to where I've made it to. I want to be able to let other people know that this shit is possible.
Indeed. Understood. Now, you mentioned cloth. So when you mention the red pillars, what cloth are they cut from, or lack thereof?
Well, I see the red pill guys as hurt guys that get hurt, but they don't really know how to maneuver around women. Like, I might be worse than the red pill, to be honest with you. Like, red pill, they'll sit there and argue with women. I don't argue with women because I think they're beneath me. So there's nothing to argue about. It's either we're going to do it this way or we're not going to do it at all. I have about three women, one in each city that I have a mansion inside of, and there's no discussion. It's either we're going to do it this way or we're not going to do it at all. Now, what the red pill does is they want to plead with the woman. I don't plead with the woman. I just tell them what it is, and that's how we're going to move. It's in me, not on me. See, these other people, they try to put it on them and put this mask off as if they're this big and tough guy. That's not how it works with women. Women are very keen on who really believes what they say.
What do you mean by they plead with women? Break that down for me a little bit, if you don't mind.
Hey, man, I can't believe you guys are wanting the bad guys. Oh my God, I'm a good guy here, man. I did everything right, man. You got to understand, you're talking to women are perpetual children. They're children that have been given rights. The system at hand wanted to partner with the women so that they can have the destruction of the man. The reality is, people, and I had a discussion with this guy that was pro-white. He was a pro-white guy, and he said, hey man, black people just have lower IQ. And what I said to him was, well, you can't tell me that black people have lower IQ and in the same fashion tell me that the media is rearing white America in a specific way. So, the reality is they have geared the African American community towards mating in the wrong ways, whereas though the woman seeks the bad boy with the tattoos versus seeking a guy that is intelligent. So me personally, I don't listen to what a woman has to say, and I just lead them into the direction that I want them to go in. The red pill, they want to talk. There is no talking. It's just action. What are you doing? When I drive my 911 Porsche and I put the roof down, there's nothing to talk about. Everybody knows what that means. It means get the fuck out of my way. You there, Hamp? Oh, I think your video might have went out, Hamp.
I don't know. Did I get cut off? Am I back?
Yeah, you back now. You back.
Okay. I don't know what happened. That's all right. I'm back. So you were in mid sentence, and then I got cut off. My apologies to everybody in the building. Salute to 210 people here. Can you please start, if you don't mind, just from the pleading? I'm a good guy here, etc., etc. Yeah. Is that pleading, or is that voicing frustration, or you think it doesn't? That's just semantics.
Yeah, but the thing about it is it's going to fall on deaf ears. Women don't give a fuck. The reality is majority of women nowadays don't give a fuck. So you're pleading. The only thing, women are good at one thing. They just want a person that has actions, right? And the fucked up part for a lot of men is that they have, given up their rights to a system that doesn't give a fuck about them. The women, that is. So it's basically man against system. So the only thing that's really going to matter to a woman is a dude that's really pulling up the correct way. That's the only thing that's going to get their attention. The words don't matter. You sitting up there saying, how a woman doesn't want you and you're a good guy and all that shit, she's going to look at that as weak. She's going to say, that's weak. And there's a part of, women can be kind of cutthroat. And all I'm saying is the red pill doesn't understand that. They give women too much credit. I'm not saying they don't deserve credit, but I'm saying that I'm not looking at a woman as my equal. I'm leading a woman. So there's nothing to talk about. This is what we're doing. This is how this is the meal that we're going to have. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can't go ahead and tell me how they really feel. I'm going to listen. No homo, but daddy's going to listen. I'm going to listen to those problems. But you know what you got to do. That's it.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Damn, man. So I looked, right? I know we spoke briefly about a couple spats you had. I'll just frame it like that, right? As we continue down kind of I don't know if you have an issue with the red pill, but it seems like you're annoyed by the approach more so. So I saw a couple interactions you had with Saint and Sinner, I believe his name is, and then also No Fugazi podcast.
Yeah, so the Saint and the, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, I guess what I want to ask is, right, because I think this is what people wonder when they see newer people come in particular arenas and start to kind of go directly at specific people. They may assume or assert the notion that it's a grift. What do you think about that sentiment?
Well, here's the thing. When I first got into remember, I'm a business guy, and I've been doing business for over 15 years now. And the one thing that I do know about business and marketing is if you want to come into a space, you have to do business with the people that are in your space. Would you agree? Okay. So I reached out to Satan Center and I said, listen, man, I want to do an interview with you. And the guy said, okay, if you want to do an interview with me, it's going to be a couple of $1,000s. I said, okay, no problem. I'll send you that money. So I send him a couple of grand. And I'll get into that point later, but I sent him a couple of grand to do an interview, and he had a bigger platform than me. So of course, that's how business works. Okay, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I want to tap into this industry. So I sent him the money, and then shortly after that, he removes the video. Thank God I had a copy of it. So I put it up on my platform. Not when I tell you what he did next, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? I sent him thousands of dollars. He removed the video, and then he, put a copyright strike on my channel. So now we got real problems, because where I come from, if you take $20 from somebody, they want to blow your head off. You took thousands of dollars from me. You took thousands of dollars from me, and it's online, because it says when YouTube, it says this is the person that submitted the copyright strike against you. It says Marquette Burton, so I know it was you. And then after that, because you already know what I want to do to him, but then after that, he creates a fake YouTube, and he goes on his live stream and acts like it's me. So this dude stole the money from me. He's antagonizing me. So I got every right to defend myself. And he has a whole different issue on his hands that he doesn't even know about. But that's the issue that I have with him. If he would have never stole my money and he would have left the video up, then we would have been okay. But you stole my fucking money. And then on top of that, you have the nerve to say, oh man, this guy's not a multimillionaire. How the fuck am I not a multimillionaire if I paid you thousands of dollars? It's not make sense. None of the shit is making sense. You there, Hamp?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just looking at I can hear you well. I'm frozen though, I believe, right?
Yeah, I can see me, but you're frozen.
I think I'm frozen, right?
Not anymore. You're good now.
Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, so me
I don't
and
know
him
what's
got
happening. Hold on.
Me and him got problems. Me and him got serious problems because it comes to the money. And I'm gonna tell anybody out there, because where I come from, if you take $1 from somebody, it's a fucking problem. Because it's about principle.
I don't know.
And the thing about New Fugazi podcast, this dude is in the suburbs of he's in the suburbs of Philadelphia. We run you. Where you're at in Norristown, we run you. Don't ever disrespect me like that. He tells me, hey man, you gotta take off your mask, but you know all about me. You know all about me, and you know how I get down. I'm on the top. You're on the bottom, Norristown. The people from Philadelphia go out to Norristown to do unthinkable things. So the fact that you would ever come at me like that, no Fugazi, is ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. So that's my problem with New Fugazi podcast. We're not taking any shit from anybody. The reality is we want smoke with everybody. The reason why is because we really got what we say we have. That's the issue. So fuck Marquette, Satan the sinner. How about you?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Sorry about that.
Hold on. Yeah. I just want to understand that back, right? Because I want to understand what's happening, right?
He took thousands of dollars from me. He took thousands of dollars from me, and he did a copyright strike on the material that me and him did together. That's wrong.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That I understand, right? The reason why, right? Because I just want to assess the grifting aspect, because people usually, people usually allege those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me and him would have no issues if he didn't steal money from me.
If it wasn't just for the business prop, right?
That's it.
I looked, right, just doing due diligence. I looked on your page, and kind of new. You joined the Fugazi one-on-one to have the conversation, but it didn't happen. What were you trying to converse about initially?
Because me and him were talking behind the scenes on Instagram. Basically, he was like, "Oh yeah, my management and his management was talking. They were saying that they wanted to have me on the podcast, right?" So then when I go on the podcast, he says, "Oh, you have your mask on." I'm like, "Dude, this is my thing. This is how I operate. So why are you sitting up there lying for your people? The internet is fake. All of these people on the internet are fucking fake."
Do you think that the reason? So you allege that majority of people are fake, do you think that's the reason why they doubt, like, you know, your monies and earnings and your success?
They don't even doubt it. I posted the deed to my mansion in New York City. There's nothing to doubt at this point. I go out and I live stream inside of my swimming pool goddamn every single day. What you doubting? How do you know more about my lifestyle and I got a mask on than these motherfuckers with no mask? How? Who's real and who's fake? You tell me. You tell me. We're outside. My garden is right there. You guys saw the other side of it the other day. Who's real and who's fake?
So one thing that was said the last time you were here, because I just want to make sure you could clear this type of stuff, right? Then I got a couple questions in terms of ideology. It was
your camera's freezing. Can you? Oh shit! Your camera's freezing a little bit. Oh shit! Can you guys hear me? Oh, I think he's okay. So he's paused a little bit. So we'll wait for him to come back. But yeah, what I'm saying is all these motherfuckers are fake. They not real. All these motherfuckers proclaim to be this and be that. How the fuck do you know more about my life than you do about these motherfuckers whose life is on the internet? I'm confused. Where's my remote at? I'm confused. Who's real and who's faking this bitch? I came in this motherfucker and I dropped the bag. I came in this motherfucker and dropped the bag. Who's real and who's fucking fake? Ain't nobody come in this space and drop a bag. Millionaire Bachelor did. And these people want to sit up there and they want to take from Millionaire Bachelor. And they get upset when I come back at them. You get upset with me when I come back at these motherfuckers? Fuck that. Who the fuck are you to rob people? Nobody. And all they want to do is hit pieces and say that Millionaire Bachelor isn't this and Millionaire Bachelor isn't this. Bitch, I have a fucking teddy bear as a motherfucking ashtray. I got a baby holding up my crystal, bitch. I got a baby angel holding up my crystal, bitch. These motherfuckers are not on my level. If they were on my level, we would have a conversation. But once you start that scamming shit, now we got fucking problems. Let me tell you guys something about reality. Reality is the things that you think are real are not fucking real. Why would I want fame if I'm an actual multimillionaire? Why would I want fame? I have a great life. You want me to give up my life for fame? I got a custom suit on that's $6,000. I'm living my life. I'm living my fucking best life. I'm inside of my office. That's inside of my mansion. Just living my best life. And I'm just talking my shit because I know he's going to come back. DJ Hamp's going to come back, but I got to talk my shit in the meantime. And I got a lot of shit to talk. Because these people on the internet have pissed me off. Majority of these individuals are fake. They want a check. Hey, can I get a check? And you know what I do? I put those motherfuckers on my payroll. And I write them off on my taxes like the bitches that they are. Because that's all they are. Yeah, we about to get into this shit. I'm gonna let DJ Hamp say what he's gonna say. Because you know I can go on for fucking all night about my frustration with the internet. I can go on, but I'm gonna let DJ Hamp come on. I don't want to take over the show. All right, fuck it. He giving me the floor. Let me keep going. That's what I'm saying, man. It's pimps up, hoes down in this bitch. Okay, that's how I feel. And all of these motherfuckers that's trying to come in, they hoes. They hoes. They getting the game fucked up. These red. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I know you up here wilding. I know you are, man. I know you up here wilding. I can't even get back on this bitch to even stop the shit, man. God damn. Hey, I apologize. The internet been working all day. It did, of
Listen, I
course.
was about to go on a tirade, bro.
Yo, everybody, oh my God, man. All right, I don't even want to recap.
Basically, you were saying about how they saying I'm a grifter, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so when I drop the link, I'm sure there'll be some people to push back about what you said while I was going. So, all right. Someone was basically said that there are no above ground power lines in the borough of Manhattan.
70%. 70% is not. They have a remaining 30% that most people don't know about.
I almost gotta look at the chat so I can catch up.
Yeah. Check the chat out. Check the chat out.
You showed your ass. So we all broke.
No, I didn't call nobody broke.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. So, all right, give me the recap of what you said, MB. You might as well.
So what I basically said was, first of all, I mean, in a nutshell, not being too long, about how these people that were on the internet that I had beef with was calling me broke, but at the end of the day, I sent them thousands of dollars. So how am I broke if I sent you over $2,000? Like, nobody does that. That doesn't have any money. And I've done that on multiple different occasions. So that's the only thing I was talking about, the people that I had an issue with. I didn't address anybody else that I don't have an issue with. I'm talking about them. They are broke.
I got you.
Yeah, if you scam me out of money, you are broke. Period.
Okay.
Shit like that.
So, what advice would you give the red pill arena? What advice would you give them?
Focus on your money, dude. Stop chasing these women. Like, that's number one. Like, when I first bought my first property, I wasn't chasing women. Like, every day I didn't have my head up another woman's ass. Like, I was literally focused on what I was focused on. You know what I mean? And I know it's kind of hard when you got testosterone running through your body. You know, I'm 6'3". I got so much fucking testosterone. It's just fucking coming out of my ears. But you know what? It's called discipline. You have to have discipline. You know what I mean? So have discipline and really go after what you want. I mean, if you want to get into the real estate market, what I would tell you is, I know some people might not think this is a great option, but go on Zillow every single night. You know, for me, it was like a fantasy thing. Like, I was looking at Zillow like, damn, man, when I get this fucking home, man, my life's going to be set. And I was on there every single night. So I was looking at the properties that, you know, nobody else wanted. And I said, you know what, I can do this and that to the property, and I could just get it, you know, to a great level. So check the properties that have been on the market for 30 days. Because usually, you know, if it's been on the market for 30 days, that means that somebody doesn't want it for, you know, majority of people don't want it for some reason. So that means that you can go ahead and undercut the person that's selling it. You got to be like that, man. You got to think.
Okay. So when I hear you say that, MB, I've heard the red pill / manosphere say something very similar. Do not focus on women, focus on your aspirations, and the women will come.
Yes, that. But the difference that I have with them is I understand that women are a pawn. You know, what did I say to myself one day? I said, if you've never put a woman to work, you're not that guy. Meaning that you got to put a woman to work. That's what she loves to be. She loves to work. She loves to be told what to do. She loves that shit. So the red pill will tell you stay away from women. I'm telling you, utilize women, you know, to their greatness. And that doesn't mean that you're using them. That means that you guys are pretty much propelling each other. I have women that run my business in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. I utilize women because they're great for that. They're not good at building this shit, but they're goddamn good at maintaining it. Gotcha.
Understood. And so you see women as an asset then?
1,000%. The system that's literally propelling women in a negative way, they also see women as an asset. They just use them in a negative way.
Gotcha. What's the negative way per se? Like, give me an example.
Sexy red.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck a N-word. I just need my money. Get the checks. I got weave on. He better pay for it so I can get some respect. What the fuck is that about, bitch? Get your ass in the fucking kitchen and shut the fuck up with all that shit.
Damn. When you look back at 2023, what's a talking point that should have died back with them last year? Like, what's one thing you're tired of hearing over and over?
I am tired of the women saying that there's no good guys out there. I'm kind of tired of that. That's kind of old. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, it's kind of old when they're like, oh, there's no good guys, but at the same time, they're looking for all the same guys. Like, you guys are looking for the top 10%. You're looking for Millionaire Bachelor, but everybody's not Millionaire Bachelor, and I don't fault them for not being, you know. But a lot of these women got to understand where they stack up in the equation. Listen, bitch, you not that good. You're just not that good. You know, for a guy like me, you might just only see the back door. You'll never see the front door, but you got to be okay with that position. And the problem is a lot of women are not okay for the position that they're in. You got to be okay for the position. You accept it. You're a side bitch. Accept it.
Okay. Now, that seems to be slightly contrary, so maybe you can clarify it for me.
Sure.
With the initial point of, you know, the guy saying, hey, these women are indeed doing these things. They're not looking at the good guys, the nice guys. So yeah, are they justified, or are, you know what I mean? Who's the issue in that equation? Is it the women not just looking past the average guy, or is the average guy saying, hey, why are you guys looking past us? Because we qualify for each other.
Well, all throughout history, that how can I put it? Women have always dated up. And the reality is a lot of these guys, yes, they're complaining, and their complaints are somewhat valid. But here's the thing. You're not going to get anywhere with those arguments in today's time. I'm not saying that what they're saying is not valid. What I'm saying is if you keep up that conversation, it's not going to get you anywhere, because these women, A, don't give a fuck. And B, you got to get yourself to the next level, and you should stop thinking about them. Like, I've never, even when I didn't have any money, I wasn't overly thinking about them. You know, get yourself in shape, start lifting some weights. You know what I mean? Wear some short shorts, show your dick print. Somebody's going to show up.
Wow.
Okay.
Women are more sexual than men. You know, women say, oh, man, I can't believe he looked at my ass. Okay, cool. I got these shorts on that I wear in the summertime. And guess what? No homo, by the way. All these girls are looking. They don't even look at my eyes. They're more sexual than guys are. So use it to your advantage. Show what you got, my friend. And the girls going to come, especially, and leave the fat girls alone. I call them well pounders on in my community. Stop pounding the whales. Save the earth.
Jesus Christ. What qualifies as a well pounder?
A well pounder is anybody with a BMI over 20%. Like, yo, you get your ass in the gym. You know what I mean? Listen, nah, fuck that. Listen, get yourself a 911 Porsche. You know what I mean? Big girls don't fit in those cars. And I customize my life around not being with big women. And a lot of you guys will settle. You know what? I'd rather go home and go to sleep than to lay with a big woman.
Wow.
What do you think about men's standards? Here's an argument. I want to get your take on this if you don't mind. Right? The fact that what you just alluded to, men will sleep with women that they'll never marry. Is that giving women false sense of value and things of that nature? Are we feeding into what we would, what is argued to be delusion?
I'll be honest. I mean, great question. And my answer is fuck how they think, because at the end of the day, they gonna fuck who they want to fuck anyway. So why would I sit up here and worry about if I'm giving a girl false validation? You're goddamn right I'm gonna give you false validation, bitch.
Let me get your take on this. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. What? What's your take on single moms? Have single moms been the detriment of the community? Should men date and or marry single moms? How should single moms be slotted in a man's life?
I'll be honest with you. Single moms are definitely like a no-go. Like, the reality is, if you have confidence and you're a guy, I mean, just basically, if you have confidence, you're probably not going to be dating a single mom. Like, I'm not raising somebody else's cubs. I'm not doing it. And most people get upset, like, oh, you know what? Stepdads are real men. Well, guess what? I guess I'm not a real man, bitch, because I'm not doing that shit. Like the little guy that you got running around, I didn't create that with my balls. I'm extremely territorial, very, 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 very territorial. So if there's a little kid running around, I better had beat that ass up and, you know, did what I did to create that kid. That's not my kid. I'm not raising nobody else's kid. You made a mistake. And I'm gonna tell you about the single moms. You need to get back with your baby dad, because the reason why he left you is because you toxic, bitch.
Wow.
So you think men are leaving because the women are the issue?
I'm gonna tell you something. A good woman will make a man change every time. If a woman is good enough, a man will climb to Mount Everest for a woman. It will change his whole mentality. I remember one time I was in a cab. I was in a cab in New York City, and I was talking to this woman that was driving the cab, which was, you know, crazy, but she came from a different country. I think it was Lebanon. And she said how, you know, when her husband lost everything, he was giving her allowance, and he was only giving her like $50 a week. And over the course of I think it was like 10 to 20 years, she had saved up everything she gave him. So when he lost everything, she said, no, we're good. I saved up everything. A type of woman like that will make you change all of your behaviors, because you're going to say, you know what? Damn, she got my back. But most of these women don't like to act like they got the guy's back. So he's not going to, you know, behave like that. See, women want the prize up first. It don't work like that. We're not in those day and ages. You know, in order to get the prize, you have to prove that you're worthy of the prize. And you opened up your legs.
Damn. So I know you say, you know, that she ran him away. You know, the talking point is that women sabotage and leave relationships. When you look at the you know, what's the word I'm looking for? When there's a divorce, initiating divorce, women overwhelmingly do so per the statistics. So how do those two things coincide in your head?
Men are such simple-minded creatures, it's not even funny.
Okay.
The reality is, the only thing you got to do is make sure he's sexually satisfied and he got some food in his stomach. And you ain't got to worry about shit, because all that stupid behavior, eventually he's going to say to himself, you know what? I got me a good one. Even though I'm doing this crazy stuff that's going on, I got me a good one though. She's never changed. Now, if you're dealing with a psychopath, I can't help you there. You're just dealing with a psychopath. Stop dealing with psychopaths.
Sure. Understood. Let me ask you a question, because I just want to make sure, right? Because I want to understand the differentiation between your ideology and the stereotypical red pill ideology. Do you agree with this sentiment? Men of means don't cheat; they exercise options.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think men cheat at all. It's not possible, because our body was created to spread seed. So, you know, the male body has something known as testosterone, which is like usually about 10 to 20% of what women have in their body. And when you have testosterone, that drives your forces. So nature actually made it that way for men to want to fuck other women. You know, only in this society are we now talking about marriages. If we were all in the jungle, nobody would be talking about marriages. So it's not cheating if a man does it. It's definitely cheating if a woman does it, because you got to think about it. If she fucks somebody else, she doesn't respect that man. If that man fucks somebody else, that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't respect and admire that woman. He just might want some new pussy.
Okay, so that's a differentiator. You're saying men compartmentalize the sex essentially. Women are what if they cheat? So what's their ideology when they cheat?
Women are invested. You know, with women, it's more so they know that they're going to hit the man's ego, right? So you know by sucking another dude's dick that you're going to hit that man's ego, and you do it anyway because you don't give a fuck about that man's ego. But when it comes to a man cheating on a woman, women don't have egos that way. You know what I mean? They don't have testosterone. They're not territorial in that sense. We literally have chemicals inside of our bodies that make us behave this way. Women have estrogen. It's a whole different ballgame. Now you got these masculine, manly looking ass chicks now running around nowadays. That's because they were, eating this crazy food, and it's not the same. I could fuck other bitches, but you can't fuck other guys. It's not, hell no.
Damn. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. True or false, Millionaire Bachelor? Why or why not? Once you answer.
Sure.
Women are prostitutes.
No, I don't agree with that. And the reason why I would say that is because, while men do have to pay in various different ways, you always don't have to pay for a woman. And the reality is a woman doesn't want money. She doesn't want anything else other than being with an individual that she respects. And once she respects you, you don't have to pay anything. I'm a multi-millionaire, and girls still come around and just bring me gifts randomly. And I can tell you, I make way more money than they do. When you're on your A game, you ain't got to do all that. So I don't think women are prostitutes. No.
Okay. Just because that's one of the sentiments that we hear from time to time. What do you think about the sentiment? Women are born with their value. Men have to build their value.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, men do have to build up to be something. And that's why they shouldn't be fucking complaining about women. They're sitting up there complaining about women. Yeah, you got to build your value. I'm sorry to say. Everybody's going to want to fuck a chick once she becomes of age. It's just what happens with the territory. So yeah, I agree.
Okay. Cause I'm just trying to see. I don't really see the lack of alignment, but I think the reasoning behind why men are saying the things is what you seemingly take exception with. Let me ask you a question. It's been said that women, specifically, maybe I think it's all women, right? They've had years to complain and down men, with all the talk shows, right? Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Montel Williams, Ricky Lake, all these names are often brought up. Now that men finally have an opportunity, let's say in the past 15, maybe 20 years or so, right? I think the inception of Patrice O'Neal, Tom Likas, right? And then you move up through and through the times. You got names like Tommy Soto, Angry Man, etc., saying now men are finally able to voice their concerns and opinions, and now people are calling it complaining and telling them to shut up.
I like that question. I like how you framed it. So here's the thing. I think that the space of men actually talking about the problem, I think is a good thing. And the reason why I think it's a good thing is because we live in a society where they say that women run it, but that's not the case. But they give the front that women run it. And if you don't have a proper male to tell you about a woman's dynamics, then you could fall victim. So I think it's good that they're putting that information out there. Don't get me wrong. But I think that after you tell people, what the issue is, you have to have a solution to the issue. What is the solution? The solution is focusing on yourself. You shouldn't be dedicating all that time to worrying about a woman when you don't even have a bank account. You should not be dedicating traveling overseas when you're not in shape, you don't have a bank account, you don't have your shit in order. That's the only thing I would say.
Okay. Understood. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Where do you sit, pause, in terms of marriage? What do you recommend for men?
I would never get married in America through the state. That'll never happen for me. You know, if I get married with a chick, it'll be definitely a ceremony that does not involve the state. And the reason why is because I don't sign contracts in which the individual that you're signing it with is incentivized to leave it. I don't do that. So I mean, me personally, we can get married, but we're not getting married with the state. We're getting married, amongst each other. Shit, they might even go to my fucking private garden with a swimming pool. We might get married out there. Oh, we're the only people that know about it, us and our family.
Okay. So what about the benefits of marriage? Taxation, power of attorney, so to speak, et cetera, et cetera. Do you just like forego those perks?
I mean, realistically, you can create a company and put your woman as the head of it, or maybe the vice president. She can get the same perks that way. There's ways around it. You don't necessarily have to do it through marriage. You can do it in a lot of other ways as well.
Okay, so you're saying you can do trust, will and trust, power of attorney. You can do these different contracts that seemingly do not put you at a deficit.
I mean, first of all, if you love the woman, you should be wanting to put money in her pockets anyway. Any woman that I'm going to get married with, she going to get bossed up. It's just going to happen. But I'm going to boss it up in a strategic way. You're going to work for me on paper, and I'm going to make sure you get what you get. But guess what? You're still under contract. So don't fuck up. Don't think you're going to just run off with the bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm employing the chicks that work for me, of course. I mean, the chicks that I'm dealing with on that level, she's not going to have to suffer through life. I'm not going to do that. If I really care about the woman and I love the woman, I'm going to take care of her. It is what it is.
Okay. Understood. Makes sense. Let me ask you a question. When you're getting with women, because we're speaking singularly, do you think men should lean into monogamy?
I'll be honest, as you get, and this is my personal experience, I'm in my early to mid 30s. As you get older, and as the world gets more chaotic, like sometimes you just want that one person that you can talk to, but it depends on the person. Like whatever you want to do, but just understand that the more people that you talk to, the more you have to ensure that they're on your page. And that's not a hard thing to do. If you're a solid individual, they're gonna come anyway. But I would say it really is how you handle the women. Do they really admire and respect you? Okay. If they do, then yeah, you can expand that out. It's no problem.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't do more than 3. More than 3 is asking for a headache. I don't care how much money you have.
Gotcha. Do you think most men can achieve having 2 or 3 women on their page, sustaining them, doing what you said, bossing them up? You think most men have those principles and standards to keep everybody in line, or you think the majority of men should lean into something different?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I think majority of men should probably definitely lean into, talking to that one woman, because if you look at it from the standpoint of, okay, how many guys make over, $500,000? And I'm gonna make my point. I know it seems off kill, but it's not. Yeah. Only less than about, I think 3%, like 5 to 3% make that type of money. So that lets you know that everybody is not built for that lifestyle. So if you're not built for that lifestyle, and statistically it says that most people are not, then I would err in the direction of understanding that one woman. But it's difficult. It's hard to be a boss. People think that this shit is easy at the top. It's not. It's monsters up here, and the monsters up here are worse than the monsters down there. So it's like there's a lot that you have to deal with. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for everybody.
So I actually was thinking about that, and when you mentioned monsters, I think we need to expound on it more, because I think women assume they want these top earning men, right? But I don't know if they understand what comes with it. But let's personalize it just a little bit. And then what I mean by that is, what type of woman does it take to be with Millionaire Bachelor?
I'll be honest with you. Any other than single moms, I just can't do that if you have a child. But I can make any woman into what I want her to be, just because of how I conduct myself. So that's not going to be the issue. The issue is you know, a lot of people say like, you don't understand what a millionaire goes through and all of this stuff, or a billionaire goes through. The reality is a lot of men don't know how to give assurance to that woman to kind of rein her in and put her under your spell, if you will. Not in a negative way, but she has to, this is the United States or whatever the fuck I say. It's either you're with it or you're not. And most women are going to be with it if they're well taken care of.
Got you. Okay. Hence the assurance. So what do you think about drizzle? Just on that point.
Go ahead.
Well, 50-50, house husband, everybody does their part. Whoever can lead in a particular situation does so on and so forth. What do you think about that modus operandi?
The woman is never going to respect you if you are a house husband. It's not really in a woman's nature to respect that. Now, she might play along with what society is saying, but guess what? If she runs across a boss, she's sucking his dick. There's no. If she runs across a dominant man that is sure of himself, and you are at home as a house husband, you best believe she's sucking that one. It's just going to happen. Like women are attracted to dominance. Men are attracted to submission. It's like they go together like a fucking magnet, and it's just a reality. So if you let somebody, if a woman respects another man more than she respects you, it's destined for failure.
Damn. What percentage should a man be trying to pay in his household? Where do you think the respect line exists? I would assume you don't think the respect is there at 50-50.
I mean, at first, if you're a man, at first, you better make her pay everything. 80-20, her way, at first. Because let me tell you something, being taken care of, you got to understand, I can boss your life up, chick. So you got to let me know that you're worth that. And we're going to go through a period in which you got to prove yourself. Because once you gain my trust, that means a lot. Because the whole world is out for me. They're not out for you. When you lose it all, you can sleep on another man's couch and, be taken care of. If I lose it all, nobody gives a fuck about me. There's no shelters out there for men, really. There's like 1 million shelters for women. That lets you know how harsh it is for me. So yeah, you got to prove yourself. And at first, you got to foot the bill. I don't give a fuck how much money I got. And then after a while, once y'all understand you're a real one, because I'm going to test your ass, then things will change. You ain't got to worry about shit. But I'm going to put you through that test. And you got to pass or not, I'm going to pass on you.
Is the Millionaire Bachelor still the man without his money?
1,000%. Because I'm going to tell you about the money. What the money did was it built me to understand all the nuances of life. Once you get the money, it's not about the money anymore. It's about all the shit that you have to go through in order to get the money. You got people where you buy a house, the people that sell it to you, they want to sit there and take it away from you. The banks do the same thing. So you're dealing with a lot at the top. The money, getting to the money and accomplishing the money, it turns you into a different person. Once you get turned into that different person, they can take the money away. You'll always be able to build it back. Always.
Shit like that.
If I lost everything today, I'll be able to build it back because of the knowledge that I learned building it the first time.
Got you. Okay. That's actually a great answer. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Like you said, it's 1% to 5% who amass that much wealth. So what advice do you give the common man to be successful in relationships, in life, dealing with women, so on and so forth? What tangible advice can you give just everyday men doing their best?
Never stop being a kid. As a kid, we say that. You ever see that movie Blank Check?
Yes.
Right. I never grew up from that. And I always said to myself, you know what? I want to have the chess piece that's life size. I want this. when men start to fail, they start to give up on their childhood fantasies. Never give up on your childhood fantasies, and always have that internal child in you, because the your intelligence as an adult is going to find a way for you to get it. That's why when you guys see my swimming pool, you see a life-size chess piece. It literally came from blank check, because I've never grown up in that sense that, I always still aspire to get the same things that I wanted as a child. And when that part of you dies, then it makes it increasingly harder for you to stay motivated and to want to get it, get anything more. So never let that child in you die.
Understood. Let me ask you a couple questions in regards to a couple conversations we had. I'm interested to get your take, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I want people to see into your ideology. You can be a great man, but a poor mate. You think that's an accurate statement?
No, because if you're a great man, you're going to be. She's going to have to acquiesce to what you're doing. Okay. So the reality is, and the issue is, men and women, or women, are now looking for more. The more advanced we get as a society, the more that a woman wants. But the reality is, the core is still the same. What's the core? It's called responsibility. It's not about, hey, you know what? I feel good every single day. No, you have a responsibility to bring the next generation forward. It's a responsibility. I'm not saying that you have to be miserable, but once you understand your place and your role in society, things will go a lot smoother. Everybody wants to fight their place in society. Women want to be happy at all, because the system has given women free reign, and it's only been to their detriment. Women were fooled. You guys were fooled by getting into the working force. Why? Because when you double the working force, the only thing that does is it brings wages down. So now you are struggling by yourself, when you could have just allowed the man to take lead, and he would have been making twice as much, and you would be at home doing your nails, playing, talking to your little girlfriends. You wanted to go out to the world to do this shit? Are you fucking stupid? But here's the thing. I don't fault women, because they were tricked into it.
Got you. Okay. We can go down that road, but I want to just get a little bit more clarity into the initial question I asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what it be said, right? You got great men, meaning they have a lot of accomplishments, right? They've been doing things, making movement, right? Progress. But at their home, the family doesn't get them, right? Because they're working, 10 hours a day, et cetera, to make sure progress happens. And it said, because the family's left at a deficit, that man either isn't great, or he's a poor mate. You see?
Yeah, well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, but here's the reality. Like, men are not supposed to be 1,000% like there, like women are. Like, a man is supposed to be there as an example. I'm going to set the example. And that's when it's called leadership. Leadership, the person's not going to always be there, but guess what? The children are always going to look up to that man. My father wasn't there 1,000%, but guess what? I looked up to him. And honestly, that made me look up to him even more. The fact that he was always out doing something. He was always out building a new business. And I looked up to that. So, all of this, you have to be there 1,000%. Could men be there a little bit more? Possibly. Maybe take your son or your daughter to what you're doing and allow them to see what you're doing. But if you want to, you shouldn't be overly emotional as well, because they need to understand that the world is cutthroat. When I left college, I grew away a little bit from my mother. And the reason why I grew away from her a little bit is because the things that she taught me were actually hurting me in the real world, like literally in real time. Hey man, just care about all these people. Then I would get into the real world, and that shit would just it would destroy me. So I had to get closer to my dad, and I had to get closer to his mentality of being a little bit more cutthroat, because that's how the world is. Me and my mother, we're still very close, but I'm just giving you guys the real.
Yeah, understood. Do you think? Because I just want to understand, right? Fathers are away, right, doing the things that they need to do. We often look at statistics as it pertains to fathers not being in the house, and we see those kids being at a deficit. I know you mentioned how much of an impact your father was, and I guess he wasn't home, but he was working, but you were able to see it. But how do we reconcile this, right? Because if we're always gone, it's almost like we're not there. The mom's, kind of doing it for all intents and purposes. What happens to those kids?
If you have to be there as a father, then your family doesn't respect you. You don't have to be there for respect because you've already laid the groundwork and everybody else understands what's going on. That's about the system that you laid and the system that you put forward. This is what we're doing. This is how we're operating. So when you're not there, they should be doing the same thing. Why would if you leave and they just revert back to their normal self? Well, how effective of a leader are you?
Damn. Okay. So you're saying it's much different than just when it's a mom by herself, because that father's presence is felt whether he's there or not.
Whether he's there or not. I'll give you an example. Sure. You might have had a family member that passed, or a family member that has passed recently.
Yeah.
Their presence was so ridiculously, it was so pervasive that even in their death, they're still with you. The power of who they were is still with you to this day. And it's the same thing with anything else. Like, just because you're not there doesn't mean the person doesn't exist.
Okay, I understand.
Shit like that.
I'm interested to get your take on this, Millionaire. I think you got great charisma. And I'm dreading, but interested in going back to watch when I got lost service. This ideology, salute to Sherelle. We do a show on my channel on Tuesday. She has great insight. Monogamy is actually a benefit to the majority of men, because what was alleged is if polygamy was not outlawed, the top men would get all the women and really leave average men at a deficit. Okay.
I would honestly argue that there's not really that many top men. Like if less than damn near probably 3%, less than 3% of the American population are, even make over $500,000 to qualify as a top man, then that would let me know that there's not even if polygamy was a thing, it wouldn't be enough for them to go around. They would have to have 10 women. And honestly, that's a headache. Having more than 3 women at one time is a headache. So I don't even think that would, that's true. Yeah, it would. I'll put it this way. They make those studies based off of the dating apps, and you shouldn't be on any dating apps anyway. You should be out there in fucking person.
They say it's dangerous out there to be in person nowadays.
Well, it depends on where you're going. Don't go into any shady ass places.
My bad. Let me clarify. I apologize. Not dangerous in terms of gunplay and things of that nature, but just how women respond to men. What you can be accused of. They try to embarrass you online. You look at the when the women are working out in the gym, it's like, why are you looking at me? Et cetera, et cetera. So the men are saying, hey man, I got to play this much more careful. I can't use the machine gun like you old heads used to. I have to snipe and be very careful.
Right. I agree with that. Well, here's the thing. I don't approach women. They approach me. So it's a whole difference. Like the way that you carry yourself, it can be so pervasive that they're going to notice, and they're going to, every time I go out, I'm just, minding my own business, doing my own thing, smoking my cigar, talking to whoever I'm talking to. Yeah. I'm granted I'm 6'3", but I think it's much more than that. I think that they realize, damn, this dude has an aura. Or if I want to talk to a woman, I'll put myself in a position where she can talk to me. Maybe I'll stand next to her and don't look at her, and then look at her once and then don't look at her again. Men adapt with the times. So if women are behaving this way, you make them come to you, and that's when she's going to like you the most. A woman's going to. First of all, we've switched the roles. It was never a thing for men to go after women. And all times, throughout the history of the world, the woman's family always paid for the man's, paid the man's family some type of dowry or whatever you have it. The woman is supposed to want you. She has to choose you anyway. So I make the women choose me.
Damn. But you have advantages, right? So I think what it is you want.
Well, they don't know that. I don't walk around with a house on my head. I don't walk around with the 911. They don't know what I have. They just see an overly confident motherfucker standing at the bar. So technically, I could have nothing.
Okay. So you're saying that, but do you think your confidence is linked to your accomplishments? You know, you getting yeses, you being 6'3", Ivy League school, etc.
1,000%. Not the Ivy League school. My confidence doesn't come from the Ivy League school. Actually, that's kind of like I never even talk about that one. But
Sure.
In terms of accumulating the wealth, that's where I get my confidence from, for sure. Because the reality is, I set out to do something and I accomplished it. That's going to, you know, make anybody, you know, think highly of themselves. They're gonna, you know, you're gonna say about yourself, "Damn, man, you thought about it." Like, let's take your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
You were once at maybe 1,000 subs, and you said to yourself, "You know what? I can do this." And now you accomplished it. So guess what? You need to give yourself a pat on the motherfucking back.
100%. No, real right.
Shit like that.
What I fear is this, MB, right? Is I think that when we have the conversations a lot of the time, and these aren't content creating people, they just kind of come up, hit the link,
Right.
and a lot of them that are associated with this might be risky. Don't come from like a bunch of YouTube spaces. They know me through DJing or whatever the case is, and then they come on, right? So they're not always like overwhelmed with all the talking points. You see what I'm saying? They may have more of an organic feel to them, and they're not getting a lot of W's. You know, they're not getting a lot of wins. You know, they don't have the charisma, even the height thing, which you know what I mean? So what do you tell men that you want to kind of get to a different level that don't have these advantages or accomplishments yet? You know what I mean? Like, how do they do it?
Number one, what you have to do is you have to stop watching the TV. If you have a TV inside your bedroom, take it away, because what that's going to do is it's going to keep you unmotivated. If you need to get into shape, at least walk. I would say walk at least in 60 minutes per day. And the reason why I say that is because that's going to condition you to get in the right state. It starts with the small pieces. When you wake up, make your bed, get some coffee, get yourself ready. And people take that for granted. Like, that stuff is really important to get your mind set. You have to get your mind set to take on the world, because there's a lot of things out there that's going to try to distract you from that. So the one thing I would say is get yourself in shape, and the money is cool too. Yeah, definitely, get yourself there. I think getting into shape and getting your mind right will put you in the correct frame to start getting your money right. So it starts with the small things. When you wake up, make your bed. And you might say to yourself, make my bed. Yeah, because, everything is about perception. If you wake up to a messy room, guess what your mind is going to be? Your mind's going to be messy.
Understood. If you could talk to the Red Pill, and I'm going to drop the link, they've been advising men for a while. What advice would you give them?
I would tell them stop being a bitch. Like, get your money up. Like, how are you going to sit up there and tell somebody how to do things and your money's not up? And you say, oh, money's not everything. Well, how the fuck you going to eat without it? What you going to eat? Dirt cookies? Motherfucker, you got to have money to do anything in this world. So yes, get your fucking money up. I'm telling you, as a person, that when I did get my money up, my confidence went up. Why? Because I laid certain things out there for myself to do. And when you accomplish it, it builds your ego, not in a negative way, in a positive way. So you got to do things that make you feel good. When I first got the money about 10 years ago, I've been having money for a long time, but when I first got to money about 10 years ago, I had a Porsche Cayman. It's a mid-engine Porsche. Yeah, you can probably get it for like $80,000 or something like this, but this is about 10 years ago. And I got it for women. And then I said to myself, I'll never do that again. Everything that you do, you have to do it for you. So that will be my advice. Whatever you do, do it for you. Increase who you are, increase your stock, and you'll be fine.
Millionaire Bachelor, ladies and gentlemen.
Shit like that.
So, Millionaire, I don't know how much time you got, but if you don't mind, I want to drop the link for people who either got questions, comments, or smoke. Is that all right?
Hell yeah, I want the smoke. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, so let's bring them on, okay?
I got you.
All right, bet.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I want to apologize for the internet issues. Hopefully I'm good now. Let me read these super chats. The ones that are questions, I'll get him the answer once he gets back. I just dropped the link. Hit the link. Let's have the conversation. Aaron with the 2000. I need. Oh, I read this one. Aaron with the 2000. Joseph get out a week after Bachelor come up here. TJ with the $5 says, my Houston meetup bill getting out of control. I need a Houston Pell Grant. Eat a man with the $5 says, laugh out loud. He's a bachelor, correct? All the men that understand women are single for some reason. Let it make sense. I'll bring this one back up, E, when he comes back. HQ with the $2 says, amazing example of money don't unlame lames. Tony Golden with the $2 says, pound, not pound, red pill. Fatty with the €5 says, show you don't have an ankle monitor and prove you are not Joseph. HQ with the $10 says, he got all this money and so successful, yet he on YouTube talking when he could be in the most beautiful country in the world talking to the most beautiful women in real time. Make it make sense. UT with the says, throw it against the wall, Hamp. Pause, man. I don't know why my internet was doing that. Tony Golden with the $10 says, pop your shit, Rich Joseph. See, Moses with the $10 says, the ashtray cigar holder might be one of the coldest things I've seen in a minute. What's NGL stand for?